picture of attitude. Who's that Madam Mac coming in at 3 o'clock? Why don't you send her over 1, 2? Next thing I remember, I was crawling around the room. She was dancing on a table. Blood, sure, barking at the moon. Bravo, bravo, bulldog. This night has gone to my head. Bravo, bravo, bulldog. Throw a leash around my neck. Turn around and run like hell. Give me a puppy roll.
Oh, this amp is so cool looking.
It's a Marshall amp, everybody. A Marshall.
Can I put my name in the box as well? Yes. Thanks for getting me the strap, by the way. That's a pleasure. Still got this tag on. All right, it's the morning. There's a phase shifter on. Somebody's got a cell phone. Before I knew that was a cell phone sound, it was driving me crazy. I was like, I thought it was a pedal or something. Took me. Finally, somebody said, "Oh, that's cell phones." Same thing happens in my brain. Okay. Thank you for letting me tune up.
If the winner's here, they can stand right next to you while you're playing through their amp.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Just in case the winner's here, you pick the winner, then they can stand right next to you, next to their amp while you're playing it.
That's cool.
How about both? Let me make sure I'm all right. Situated. All right. Let's see. I feel like playing some Saxon. Yeah! He used to be a night horse 20 years ago. He used to bring the mail to me through the ice and snow. We got overdrive pedals too. Let's see what these do. I like this one. You gotta tweak a couple knobs just so you can say you did. What's in this chord? I gotta show you this scale I learned. This is the coolest scale in the world. If you're playing a blues in A, and then you go. You guys know minor pentatonic, right? The simplest scale. Play it in F sharp minor. Like, actually, I guess it's A major, but the same shape. So that'll work over your A blues, like. But when you go to the 4 chord, all you do is change one note. The note you change, instead of doing this, as usual, like, change the note, do that C instead of the C sharp. Right? Sounds good. You can do the whole scale. And then here's the crazy one. When you get to the 5 chord, take your regular A minor, but take the roots down a half step. And it gives you such a cool 5 chord sound. 6th chord. Maybe I got lucky. Here comes. Okay, one more trick for you. Do you guys know an A13? The rider. A13 looks like this. So it's sort of like a diagonal looking chord, like your fingers sort of make this little diagonal shape. And I think Hendrix used it in, what's that song? There's an A13. Now here's the trick. You just move your fingers up a half step, and then change the bass note to E. So like, that's a little hint to what's coming on my new album. I did a whole song. And I had to figure out how to solo over that. And so over the A, I do my usual like A major blues. But then over this one, I do that thing where I make the pentatonic, but with the root a half step down. And I'll show you one really easy way to play that, which is 5 notes. There's 2 of them on one string. Let's see, they're right next to each other. It's a G and a G sharp. And then you've got 3 notes on the next string, so that's 5. And then you just do it an octave higher. So this kind of blows my mind because I've been a bonehead rock guy for all my life, and I love bonehead rock. But to play over changes, that's like, it took me 3 decades to even think about doing that. So thanks for listening to my ideas. The last thing I'm going to show you is something that changed my life, and it's only 2 notes. But it's only 1 finger, and it's the B.B. King finger. And B.B. King has a giant finger. And I don't. I've got a skinny finger. And he can do things with his giant finger that blow my mind. Basically what he does is he plays an A note, and then he plays the next string on the same fret. Like that. That's easy to do, because you only need 1 finger. But then he bends it up with just 1 finger, a whole step. And you have to make that face because it's so painful. Like, ow! Ow! You know? And it took me, I decided to do a scientific experiment on my finger to see how long it would take to grow the callus. Because I had a callus on another part of my finger, like for doing vibrato that pulls down towards the ground. That kind of uses the side of your finger. But this part uses a whole different part. And it took 6 weeks. So no, there wasn't any blood. There was a little bit of pain, but just every day you do a little bit of that whole step bend with that single finger. Oh, you know, and just let that callus grow. And after 6 weeks, the pain goes away, and you can shake it around like B.B. King. All right, I'll see if I can do that in a Magic Sam song. Do you guys know Magic Sam? I didn't either. Magic Sam is elusive, because if you look up Magic Sam on YouTube, which I know you're going to because he's so awesome, there's some live footage of him that's unbelievable. It's like late 60s, and he's playing a guitar that says in huge letters, Earl Hooker. And Earl Hooker's awesome too, but Magic Sam must have forgotten his guitar, because instead he borrowed Earl Hooker's guitar, and he does this thing I can't even do. It's like a shuffle with his fingers, and I can't do that. But the song I can do is something like this. It's let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You don't love me, yes I know. shuffle. Gotta hear my shuffle is. We gotta run We got one. Ooh.
Are you ready, everybody?
All right.
Draw it, Paul.
All right. I'm not looking. I gotta look at this amp though. Look, that is so cool. It kind of matches my outfit. All right. Who is the most sincere guitar player who deserved the Marshall the most? It has nothing to do with this. It's totally arbitrary. All right. The name. It looks like Darren Fowler.
Is Darren Fowler here?
Is Darren Fowler here? Yeah. He's got a phone number.
Okay.
So we
Give me a
call
phone,
him.
someone. Let's give him a call.
I don't know. He loses some bonus points by not being here.
I know.
Pretty bad, right? Shall I sign the amp?
Hey, John. Hang.
They changed the key, huh?
Yeah, they have.
Someone's studying
Marshall, does it go?
So, huh?
Hello, is this Darren Fowler? This is Paul Gilbert. I think you just won an amp. Where are you? Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, this is Paul Gilbert. Is this Darren? Yeah, I think you just won a Marshall amplifier, but are you nearby the store? No. Well, you make it here eventually because you want a really awesome amplifier, and if you don't want it, I'll take it. He'll be there at some point. All right. But not today. What are you doing today that's more important than winning a Marshall? You're a paramedic. Well said. All right, why don't we go in with the authorities, and if you need to save someone's life right now, go ahead and do that, and then after that, come get the Marshall. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody.
With the bonus, he now thinks he has your phone number.
I never answer it. The battery always runs out. Cool. Well, thanks again for coming today. This was really nice to see everybody. And I have to do one plug. Besides Marshall amps being the coolest, awesome amps in the whole world, if you can, check out paulgilbertguitar.com. It's my online school. And you'll have 16 hours of the few minutes that I just did here of me teaching like crazy. I really enjoy it, and I'd love to see you there. And no matter what you do, stomp your left foot on the ground, It really helps to have some sense of time. Metronomes don't tell you when you drift. If you said, I've watched so many students and they've got the metronome on, but just because it's on doesn't mean it's not like an alarm that goes off that says, hey, you're drifting. But if you are the metronome, if it's generated from within, and you're keeping that beat yourself, it's really likely that you're going to stay with it. And whenever you can, do a full arm extension. And the challenge for doing that is not the right hand. It's easy to do this. The trick is the left hand to mute all the strings but one. And the note I'm going to pick is that A note. But first of all, I need to go against how many ever centuries of classical guitar technique there are, because classical guitar people do not use the thumb. And the thumb is the secret for stopping that low E string from ringing out, even if you hit it really hard. So you lightly rest the thumb on top, use the flat part of your hand to mute those out, and then you've got a dual purpose third finger. The sort of the side middle plays the note, and the tip mutes out the string right above it. So it's muting and playing at the same time, and that way you can hit it as hard as you want, and you only hear the one note. And that is so satisfying. And that'll get you in the band, much more than and try to do short notes and long notes in contrast. So that's so much more interesting than the thing that I find is that a lot of, I don't know if it's just guitar players, maybe musicians in general, are really good at the visual things. For example, you can visualize where an A note is. You can look at it. But the things that are more difficult to visualize, but very easy to hear, are how loud the note is. I mean, how do you see loud? I mean, you can look at a Marshall, but
It's behind you.
with your playing, you can play whisper quiet or super loud. And that's more difficult to see. You can't really look at your guitar and see, like, loud. But it's there, and your ears can hear it. And that's really what brings emotion and drama to your music. And besides loud, there's short and long. And this is just a single note. You've got more notes than one. And locking it into the groove, what other things? The tone, being able to use a different angle of the pick. Like, check this out. If I angle it, I get a nice scratchy sound. But if this will be a giant diagram of the pick angle. If I begin to angle it, I get that scratchy sound. If I flatten that out, I'll demonstrate. So here's the angle. Nice scratchy sound. There we go. It's like a treble booster. So that's all happening with a pick. A thin pick helps. The thick ones don't do that as much. But let's see, there's tone, there's volume, there's how long it is, how much vibrato. You gotta do vibrato, it's a guitar after all, it's not a piano, you take advantage of that. We're gonna make a face. Alright, so that's just the beginning. Thanks for letting me talk, I go on all day. But let's see, any requests?
Dancing Queen!
Scarfat's a good one for the scratchy sound there. Let me get that right. I gotta warm up a little bit, sorry. I think I got it now. 3, 4. There we go. Left foot tapping.